Hello everyone, my name is Tegar Siahaan.
Hello everyone, my name is Niken Sitorus.
Hello everyone, my name is Diana Lamjunida Siregar with NPM 19120124.
Hello everyone, my name is Damiasi Bulan Filman Gawol with NPM 19120122.
Okay all, I will tell to you about active voice. Active voice means that a sentence has a subject that acts upon its verb. Active voice is a grammar term used to classify a sentence in which the subject is the one actively performing the action of the verb. So, the formula that used in active voice is subject plus verb 1 plus object or complement. Active voice is contrast with passive voice. So guys, to make it clearly, my friend Diana will tell to you the example.
Okay everyone, now I want to make an example of active voice. So I want to make an example from simple present. As we know, simple present pattern is subject plus verb 1 or add s or es plus object or complement. The example is Jake writes a letter. Jake as subject writes as verb 1 plus s and a letter as object or complement. Why this sentence is active voice? Because we see in this sentence Jake as subject, Jake is still in front of the verb. Jake is still in front of writes, and the object in this sentence is still after the verb. We see a letter after writes. So that's the reason why this sentence is active voice. I think enough for my explanation about example of active voice. Next, let's see the change to passive, changed by my friends. Thank you.
Okay, just now my friends already explained to you about what is active voice. Okay, next, let's continue to the next topic. So now I'm going to tell you about the passive voice. So, if we study Indonesian language at school, passive voice is a lesson called imbuhandi, like dimakan, dimainkan, dibaca, and others. So actually, what is passive voice in general? So passive voice is a passive construction when you make the object of an action into the subject of a sentence. Okay, maybe you are confused with this definition. So let me tell you the simple way to understand about passive voice easily. So listen to me. Passive voice is making object become the subject and subject become the object. Let me repeat once more. So passive voice is making object become the subject and subject become the object. So, and we will also put by after the verb or after the passing form. After the passive form. So don't forget to put by after the verb or passive form.
Okay, now I will give you example of passive voice. Okay, from Diana example, that is Jake writes a letter. Okay, we can change it into passive that become a letter is written by Jake. So the pattern is object becomes subject, and subject becomes object. Subject plus to be verb 3 plus by object or doer. Subject in here be a letter. To be verb 3 is written. By object or doer is by Jake. And you can see again, Jake writes a letter. Be passive is the letter is written by Jake. Okay, that is enough. Thank you.
Tegar. Tegar.
Oh, hello guys.
Hello.
So quickly, come in. Have a seat, please.
Thank you, Tegar.
Anyway, you are so quickly arrived in my home. Why?
Because we have one before.
Oh, I see. Oh, yes. I think it's gonna be raining a lot today. Okay, it's better for us to start our lesson directly,
Okay.
so we can go home early. Okay, open the questions, please. What's the questions? Actually, when is the due date?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, the first question that was right. What was Thomas Alva Edison find? So let us find in our book or page.
Okay. Thank you, Miss.
What was Thomas Alva Edison?
Fine, right.
There's Thomas Alva Edison. Actually, my battery is low. How about you? Because of online learning, I never charge my phone. Seldom.
Like
Okay, guys, I got it.
Are you sure?
So quickly.
Yes,
So what is the answer?
the lamp.
The lamp.
Yes,
Thomas Alva Edison found the lamp.
yes. Is it right?
Wait.
Wait.
That's right.
Yes, yes.
So the best answer, Thomas Alva Edison found the lamp.
Of course.
Okay. Let's continue, guys. To question number 2.
The
What?
questions number 2.
Okay, the question number 2. What was Alexander Graham Bell find?
Okay, what was...
Alexander Graham Bell find? Okay.
Actually, it seems with questions number 1.
Yes.
Fine. Number 1, Thomas Alva Edison. Fine. Number 2, Alexander Graham Bell. Fine. Okay.
Okay. Alexander Graham Bell.
I got it.
Oh.
So quickly.
Yeah.
So what is the answer?
From the internet, the telephone was found by Alexander Graham Bell.
Oh. So Alexander Graham Bell found telephone. The answer is the telephone was found by Alexander Graham Bell.
Wait. The question is same, but why you answer it by different way?
Yeah. I think we have same thinking, like weird strength.
Yes,
Mm.
I'm a little confused about it.
Actually, number 1 and number 2 the same questions, but why the answer should be different to answer it?
Should explain guys.
Actually, it's about grammar. I think the reason it's about grammar, the explanation.
Oh my god, I didn't know. How about you, Diana?
I'm also confused about it. Can you explain that?
Yes, can you explain?
Wait, I think I have learned. I've got it. I have learned before. So actually, number 1, number 2, I have learned. So number 1, number 2, it's about active and passive voice. Have you ever learned about active and passive voice? Maybe at school.
Yes. I ever learned about it, but I'm still a little confused about it.
Forget about it.
Actually, active and passive voice it's in bahasa Indonesia we learned it imbuhan di, dibersihkan, dibaca. So passive and active voice The lesson is like that. So number one, number two. For number one is active and number two is passive voice. Why I say like that? Because for active voice itu like this example. Thomas Alva Edison found the lamp. The first is gonna be subject and then the object at the end. But in passive, the object will be the first and then the subject will be at the end. So that's why number two, the telephone was found by Alexander Graham Bell. But honestly, the conclusion is same. There is no difference. Number one and number two, the meaning of the sentence is same. There is no difference. The answer is related.
So, if I make the example like this, I read this book. This is for active voice, and for passive voice, the book is read by me. Is it right?
This book,
This
because
book?
use this.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Don't change the become. Don't change this become the. But
Okay,
same this.
thank you. I know that.
Okay, but let me explain to you the simple way to understand about passive and active. For example, actually I buy a new phone.
Fajar buys a new phone, guys.
Yeah.
Take a selfie.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. You can use my phone taking a picture. But after we finish our lesson today. Okay, so the simple way to understand about passive and active voice. For example, like this. I buy the new phone. It is active. I buy the new phone because the subject, the first is the subject, and then the last is object. And then to change it become passive, make the object will be the first, and then the subjects become object pronouns. I become me. I change become object pronouns become me. So the sentence is, the new phone is bought by me.
Oh, I got it.
Got it, guys.
Do you understand? Oh,
Yes.
so can you start from AC? Please make the example passive and active voice. For example, Diana membaca sebuah buku. What is the English? Diana membaca sebuah buku.
Diana
Reads.
reads a book.
It's active or passive?
Active voice.
Passive voice how?
Okay, I will change to passive voice. A book is read by Diana. Is it right?
Is read or is read actually? In passive we use verb to, right?
Yes.
Verb to from read,
I
not read.
think red.
Right. So right. Okay.
Change.
Okay, I will change. The passive voice. A book is read by Diana. Is it right?
Yes.
Or
Okay, guys. I got it.
what about you, Diana? Can you make an example about passive and active? For example, Messi melihat sebuah kucing. Seekor kucing, sorry. Messi melihat seekor kucing.
Okay. So in English, Messi looks a cat. It is active. Is it right? Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So in passive, Messi is
No, a
no.
cat. A
Oh,
cat.
yeah.
It's gonna be object will be the first.
A cat is looked by Messi. Is it right?
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
And one information again, guys. So the conclusion about passive and active. Sometimes many people often use passive, often use active, and then finally the people in here, the people over there debate their statement after active is the right than passive, passive is the right than active. So just like this lesson, like making the people will be debate about the statement, about their statement. So the conclusion is that I want to say to you, so active and passive, I have said before, it's same. The conclusion of the sentence same. There is no difference. But in here, one thing that we should notice, it depends on us. Which one we prefer to use, active or passive. So there is no again debate with people. My sentence is right, passive is right, active is right. No, there is no will be happen again. It shouldn't happen again. So it depends on our prefer.
So, our discussion is finished.
Yeah, actually, I guess like that of the discussion.
Yeah, because I'm tired, guys.
So quickly you better go.
Because
By the way, we got dinner. Maybe we can have the dinner together.
oh, are you sure?
Yeah, I've got my salary just now.
Okay, let's go.